Falcons' three-game winning streak comes to an end. They lose to the Seahawks 34-14, an absolute butt kicking at home, and now sit at 4-3 in the NFC South. Welcome into Falcons Today by Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson here, breaking down, recapping this game, and just overall instant reaction to this one where Atlanta's offense completely fell flat on its face. Give credit to Mike McDonald and the Seahawks. They had lost 3 in a row coming into this game. Big road game going across the country. They are down their 2 starting corners. They're missing a handful of guys, and we saw what team wanted it more on Sunday. It was Seattle, and the Falcons never really looked like they were in control of this game whatsoever. DK Metcalf, who unfortunately suffered a knee injury in this game, he carved up A.J. Terrell in the secondary. 4 grabs, 99 yards, and 1 touchdown. But for me, the story is Atlanta's offense. MIA. Just did not show up on Sunday. You had some big-ish plays at times from Bijan Robinson, and every so often, Cousins working the ball down the field. But for the most part, this Falcons offense was MIA. Amber Alert put out for it because I don't know where they was on Sunday, but it was not at Mercedes-Benz. This was an offense that had scored 20 points in every single game except for week 1. They were high and flying through the last couple of weeks of the season. And then Cousins and company just come crashing down to earth. And it's just, unfortunately, a sad reminder that in the NFL, you are never as good as you think you are when you're on a 3-game winning streak and you look like an offense that can't be stopped. And you're also never as bad as you think you are because the Seahawks had lost 3 in a row. They were missing a handful of players, but they still made the plays they had to make on offense and defense. And the Falcons kind of go back to practice this week with plenty to work on both sides of the football. Robinson, probably the lone bright spot offensively, 103 yards, his first 100-yard game of the season, 1 touchdown. Algier also got some good runs, as he usually does as well, 5 carries for 36 yards. And the rookie, Jace McClellan, active for the first time today. But overall, this offense just no-showed. Drake London had a nice touchdown in the option route, but one of the 2 interceptions went through his hands. Kyle Pitts made some nice plays early on in this game, but no big spark plays when they needed to make them, especially with this game still somewhat in reach early on in the second half. The scoop and score by Derek Hall really put this one away, and Kirk Cousins kind of got a nasty bloody nose out of it. But outside of that, the Seahawks defense wasn't necessarily generating a whole bunch of takeaways until couple of late interceptions when this game kind of felt like it was out of reach to begin with. But this offense just never really maximized their potential. They were still better on third down than they usually were, 8 for 15, but this was an offense that just couldn't quite finish off drives, unfortunately. They had some injuries pop up. Matthew Bergeron, he left with a neck injury. Ryan Nuziel, who was filling in at center for another week, he suffered an injury as well, although he was able to come back, I believe. So somewhat good news on that front. But overall, offense, big doom for me. Just no go whatsoever. And now the defense still has a lot of question marks because on 3rd and 15, you've got Geno Smith going right through the teeth of your defense over the middle of the field, and Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons, who have usually had that part of the field on lockdown all year, gave up one of many scores Seattle had today offensively. And the Falcons defense still does not have a pass rush, which we'll talk about more in just a second here. But who is to blame, do you feel like, for this loss? You want to go with the offense? You want to single one individual out? Raheem Morris, maybe not having these guys as prepared as they should have been. The Seattle team came in with the odds stacked against them, and Atlanta just looked like their 2021 self on Sunday. Now, before we get to the defensive side of the football, I do want to fill everyone in on our terrific sponsor today, which is Game Time. Game Time is an awesome deal for Falcons fans where you can get $20 off your first purchase when you use promo code CHATSPORTS. Now, something I really like about Game Time is they offer the Game Time guarantee. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Use Game Time Picks as well, which filters out the fluff to show you only the best deals on great seats. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHAT Sports for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. It's also time to talk about the lack of a pass rush for Atlanta. James Smith-Williams got his first sack of the season. He was the only player to record a sack today coming in the second quarter. And some tough news happened this morning. I don't know if you guys saw it. Hassan Reddick reached an agreement with the Jets. He is returning. He is not a Falcon. Throw your tomatoes at me. I don't really care. I'm just trying to speak good things into existence for this team. And getting Hassan Reddick would have been a very good thing. But we are now at the halfway mark of the season, and Atlanta continues to trot out the same personnel, the same game plan, and they are still not getting after the quarterback. On Saturday, Lorenzo Carter was placed on injured reserve with a concussion, so pretty scary right there. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but man, getting knocked out for 4 weeks with a concussion really makes me feel like there could be something a little bit deeper going on there. So we got a bigger look at Arnold Ebiketie today. Wasn't overly impressed with him. Overall, Atlanta's front five has shown that they cannot get to the quarterback. As we approach Halloween, it's been how many games, Reed? 7 games, and they have 6 sacks. They can't even average a sack a game. So going into the November 5th NFL trade deadline, I don't know how much more evidence Terry Fontenot needs to go out and get a pass rusher. Make a trade. Zadarius Smith from the Browns, he comes to mind. There are a lot of players out there who could get obtained. Go get a pass rusher. This defense, this personnel, this coaching staff has shown that halfway through the season, they still can't get after the quarterback. I don't expect anything to change because they haven't been dealing with a big rash of injuries. The only injury to note on that side of the football up front is Lorenzo Carter, who had 0 sacks when he went down. So I don't think that was a major subtraction right there. Geno Smith carved up Atlanta's defense. Kenneth Walker, I benched in fantasy because I believed in this defense. That was dumb on me. 2 touchdowns, 14 carries, 69 yards. Zach Charbonnet had a big 4th-and-1 conversion. Overall, this Seahawks offense came out hungry. This Atlanta defense looked like Atlanta's defense. I mean, they gave up 27 points. Scoop and score for 7 on the offensive side. That's pretty much the bar for the Falcons defense. 24, 27 points. They're going to give that up. So it's up to the offense to score more. And when they put up 14, there is a 0% chance Atlanta is going to find a way to win. So injury-wise, coming out of it, like I said, Bergeron unfortunately sustained a neck injury. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, but as we get more updates throughout the week and whatnot, we'll keep you guys posted. Overall, I'm not too discouraged after this loss. It is the NFL. Can't win them all. They're all professionals. It's not going to be easy, but man, this was a home game before you kind of have a long stretch of being on the road against a team that was going in the wrong direction while you were going in the right direction. I was hopeful that the momentum would carry into Sunday and whatnot, but they just got the doors blown off of them. 20-point loss at home. Can't have it. I just can't have it if you are a team that's looking to contend in the playoffs, right? If you want to make the dance, okay, that's one thing. You can overcome this. If you want to win home playoff games, you can't play the way they did today. So a lot of work to do in practice this week. I'm not going to, quit or anything like that after one loss like this. Not going to say same old Falcons are going back to what they've looked like the last 6-7 years or so, but plenty of work to be done for sure. That's going to do it for us on today's episode. Really appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like the video and subscribe as well. We'll keep you guys informed and entertained all week long.